Today on Fashion Guide, how to create a wonderful look with semi-precious stones. We will explore the most fashionable costume jewelry, an exhibit beyond time borders, feelings, temper, and relationships, a new project by Irina Haber, extravagant, magical, and incredible energy from one of the most extraordinary fashion shows. What's new and interesting for Ralph Lauren and Karl Lagerfeld? Online fashion, modern technologies help clothing brands as well as Britain's economy, and a new name in the fashion star sky. Who will be the first Asian supermodel? Agates, topaz, sapphires, and garnets. Although we are living in the century of technology and synthetic materials, semi-precious stones are still in style. Just as they were many centuries ago, they are still used today to adorn necklaces, bracelets, and earrings for women of all ages and nationalities. Only the design changes. Today, Tatiana Moiseyeva and Tatiana Anizrum will tell us about the most popular styles in modern jewelry. Actually, costume jewelry with semi-precious stones is not this season's trend. I think that this is what it was in history. In ancient Rome, people liked pieces made with natural stones. Today's pieces differ from the costume jewelry of the past only in that you can combine materials that don't match, and it really looks fashionable. Mixing materials may not be conventional, but it is very effective. Designer Tatiana Moiseyeva can use several types of stones, fabric, lace, metallic elements, and leather strings in one necklace. For example, here, this is Druze agate. This agate is not cultivated, colored, crystal glass hematite. This is a very interesting jabot, very universal. You can wear it with a shirt or a dress. Here are natural stones and metals too, and a combination of fabrics. Pearls are a classic that never go out of style. It may be a pearl or a synthetic analog shell. They look almost identical. Pearls are also a favorite throughout the ages. People have always worn them with classic dresses. Today, as brooches, we can wear them with t-shirts, singlets, and other types of clothes. On the subject of neck accessories, there are some options beside wide necklaces. Here is another win-win variant. It's very fashionable today to wear chains like this. They are very thin and can have different pendants. I mean, everything is tiny. Chains have been popular in every age. But natural stones mounted on chains are definitely trendy this season. Brooches, rings, bracelets, materials like that can be a great addition to every outfit. Coco Chanel said a few decades ago that only people with good taste wear costume jewelry, and her words are definitely prophetic for today's fashion as well. Famous Kazakh actors, TV hosts, designers, and models are all involved in one photo project, guided by one of the most popular makeup artists. The founder of her own makeup school, Irina Haber, is holding an image exhibit entitled Look Outside for the second time. The main theme is diverse and extensive, feelings, styles, and stories that are always current and remain out of time. Irina and the crew of stylists create a unique and sometimes completely unexpected image for every participant. The image does not always correspond to the internal life of my characters. For example, Konstantin Garozhankin refused to participate for a long time. He was saying, "Am I that bad, Irina? Why did you make me the devil?" Or Sanjar Majiev. He is the god of war, Mars. But in reality, he's very discreet, very courteous. We just wanted to show different sides. Some works looked like freeze frames from old movies. Others were purely fashion shots. Although the main idea was to show feelings that are out of time, and it doesn't matter whether they are virtues or sins. Here, behind me, are the three girls in one photo. They represent belief, hope, and love. And for every mother, a child is belief, hope, and love, because everyone will always believe, love, and hope for the best. Fashion images are here too. The main theme is gold and silver. Let's just say that precious metals encompass a war theme. The designers also decided to stress their principal values in another way. They've decided to exhibit the work of the Kazakh designers at a special charity auction. The exciting feeling of fusion between fantasy and reality, the delight of transience of the moment, and the fresh whiff of the wind of changes. This is what fashion is, unstable and cranky, and perhaps only feelings like that can give truly amazing fashion shows. Grand, mega topical, and somewhat unreal. Today in Fashion Guide, we are reviewing two of the most original fashion shows of the last weeks. In New York, of course, Ralph Lauren surprised everyone with his 4D show. There were no models in his fashion show Polo Ralph Lauren. Instead, he used holograms. The virtual action occurred in the designer's favorite place, Central Park in New York. The 4-story high holographic models walked on the lake. For scenery, the designer used the most popular places in New York: the Brooklyn Bridge, Highline Park, and others. At the end, the designer himself appeared as a hologram and even performed a dance. The spirit of a new age took Karl Lagerfeld too, but in a different way. His show at the Paris Fashion Week turned into a rally. The Grand Palais Hotel, as the couturier planned, became a wide French boulevard. High 6-floor buildings, roads, borders, and even puddles. Everything was so real it made you feel like being somewhere in Paris. Here on the Boulevard Chanel, an entire performance was played out. Girls walked out on the runway with posters and shouted jesting and serious slogans. It girls Giselle Bündchen and Cara Delevingne participated in the procession. Make fashion, not war, and be your own stylist is what Karl Lagerfeld is fighting for as the leader of this scandalous fashion parade. More creative ideas in fashion fusing with new technologies. This is a trend for many English designers. More and more brands are leading the way in the fashion world for the successful and profitable use of various computer technologies. For example, British retailer Topshop not only shares photos straight from the catwalks on Instagram, but also translates fashion shows live via other social networks.
Innovation now is sort of the buzzword that everybody's talking about. You know, what else are you going to do than just put models on a runway? And I think for us it's really important to be a very democratic brand, you know, to make the show available and visible to everybody.
Another brand that allowed buyers to approach the catwalk is House of Holland. It partnered with 3D specialists to allow shoppers to try on the clothes from their show in real time through a digital avatar. And the British luxury brand Burberry is also selling nail varnish featured in its show through a Buy Now button on their Twitter site. Model Poppy Delevingne welcomes the initiative.
They want easy access, they want to be the first to see everything, and I think it's kind of amazing that it's like that these shows and things like this can be shared with everybody, with the public, so everyone gets to enjoy it and see it firsthand.
And Britain's Fashion Council wants to boost its international business by putting all its designers online. The plan is making progress. 43% of fashion brands have an e-commerce site, 10% more than last year, and sales from online shopping rose to £10 billion. To become the first Asian supermodel is an ambitious goal, to say the least. But for this girl, it is definitely feasible. There is a new light in the starry fashion sky. Neelam Gill, who was discovered by Burberry. She was born in Britain to parents of Indian descent, and she's Burberry's first British Asian model.
We had a very big conversation 12 months ago, and I was like, come on, give this a go. You're perfectly suited for it. So I think it's important, but it's not about trying to be diverse. It should just be a part of the way that you work.
Neelam is one of those truly ethnic models to break into mainstream fashion. She debuted for Burberry last year. This year, she becomes their star for the fashion shows in London and Milan.
In the past, many Indian models have only done Indian-based jobs for Indian brands, whereas, you know, when I work for brands like Burberry or if I shoot for Vogue, and, you know, it just shows that fashion doesn't have a colour.
She is now 19 years old. For an Asian model, she really has good height, 5'10", and plenty of contracts on the table. After becoming a Burberry exclusive, she decided to move on and aim to become the first Asian supermodel. Well, good luck to her! Stay tuned to Fashion Guide and watch our next fascinating tour into the world of glamour and style, as always on the Kazakh TV channel.